Hello everybody, my name is Joshua and I'd like to welcome you back to another episode of Coffee, Cats, and King, where we will discuss books, both new and old. I will share with you pictures of my cats, will make you wish they were your cats, and I will drink enough coffee for me and everybody watching. My shirt today is classic Twilight Zone. The mug is actually Pages. She is a Cancer, I am a Capricorn. But she made this awesome coffee earlier, and for some strange reason decided she didn't want it, so better for me, I guess, right? I'm here with the tag today. This is the Contradictions book tag. So this is 8 questions, or 8 prompts rather, that are all contradictions. So, very simple. I'm going to go on and give you guys a little cat footage here.
Perfect. Hi, can I scratch your belly? Can I scratch your belly? Can I scratch your belly just a little bit? Ow. Ow. Alright, thank you for playing along.
Aww. And I will be reading off of this because there's no way I'm going to remember these. So the first is, I love this genre, but I hate this book. This was an easy one. I love fairy tale retellings, and is that technically a genre? Well, maybe not, but I feel that there are enough books like it that I could group them together in their own little genre. So fairy tale retellings, that's where we're going here. I normally eat those up no matter what, but this one, Rumpelstiltskin versus Miller. Man, I was excited about this book. You know, I started reading it, and it was so dry and boring. I couldn't do it. And the book is like almost 800 pages. It's tiny font and it's a large book. I gotta be honest, I didn't get very far into this thing before I gave up on it, because I just knew that no matter what they did with the character of Rumpelstiltskin, it read like courtroom legalese, and that is just not my thing by any stretch of the imagination. So definitely a no on that one for me. Alright, prompt 2 is, I rarely read this genre, but I loved this book. I picked 2 here that I think might surprise some people. The first is historical romance. Maybe 7 or 8 years ago, I won a Goodreads giveaway for I Shall Be Near to You by Aaron McCabe. And it was a historical romance set during the Civil War. This is about a woman who is very in love with her soon-to-be husband, and then he is drafted and sent off to war. And instead of staying at home and grieving with the other probably soon-to-be widows, she decides she's going to follow him, whether the army likes it or not. And I don't know, something about this character just drew me in. I liked her style, I liked her spunk, and her love for this man. You know, you could feel it. You could feel every moment of heartache and heartbreak. It was just a very beautifully told story. Never would have picked it up had I not won it on Goodreads, but I was very glad that I did. I remember giving this a raving review, and I would actually like to pick it up again and read it now to see if it holds up as well as I remember. And then the other book that I wanted to mention here was an autobiography, and I swear it's going to be one of the only autobiographies I've ever read, but even so, I guarantee it's one of the most unique as well. This is Neil Patrick Harris with Choose Your Own Autobiography. Most people know Neil Patrick Harris from the show How I Met Your Mother, where he was the very misogynistic, very bro, manly man, suave ladies man named Barney. Neil Patrick Harris, while a very entertaining, very nice guy, is nothing like that, thankfully. However, he has come up with what has to be the most entertaining way of writing an autobiography, period. And he turned it into an actual choose-your-own-adventure, where you go through his life and you decide whether you want to skip 20 years and go to this, or whether you want to read about the time that he had a little accident in front of the princess, or another time where he, did this crazy thing with Elton John. And it's just a blast. Absolute blast. I could not believe how much I enjoyed that book. I knew that he was an entertaining guy, but he can apparently write pretty well also. And if you're at all interested in this man, or honestly, even if you're not, the book is just so much fun. It's so much fun. It has no business being that much fun as a freaking autobiography, but somehow Neil Patrick Harris does it. Alright, number 3. I love this trope, but hated this book. Alright, I picked 2 here. I won't spend a ton of time on them, but this is Adam Neville with Last Days. This is about a group of amateur filmmakers who are trying to get the backstory on a cult, a now defunct cult, and they're going and filming whatever's going on, at the old sites. Creepy things start to happen. This is more of a trope in film than it is in literature, but that's exactly what this is here. Normally, I love that kind of thing. I love anything to do with cults. But, man, a lot of people love this book. I hated it. I hated every second of it. I realized between this and The Ritual that Adam Neville is just not a guy for me. I don't like his writing. This was his chance to redeem it because it had so many 5-star reviews. And it sucked the life out of me trying to read this stupid thing. So that was a big no from me. The other book, again, classic setup here. Family moves into a small town with mysterious secrets and scary things happening behind the scenes. And yes, that is like it is the horror trope for small town horror. And I love it. I loved it in Harvest Home. I've loved it in 1,000 other books. I did not love it in J.N. Williamson's Death Coach. No. This was terrible. This ended up being this weird thing with, this group of Greek people that have been around for centuries, and they believe in this weird god, and they're trying to resurrect the god, and I don't know, it was a friggin' mess, and it's super upsetting because I bought all 4 books in the series, and now I'm stuck with them, so there you go. Can we get some good stuff here, some positive things again? Number 4, I hate this trope but loved this book. I'm going to talk about 2 again here. Again, not a trope I enjoy, is a strange boy comes to town and girl immediately falls for him and kind of abandons everyone else and trusts him above all these people that she's known for years and years, even though it's very possible that he is some sort of killer or very dangerous person. In this case, I'm talking about Laurie Stollars with Shudder. Really cool cover there. I'll give her that. That trope to me has never worked. It just feels so unrealistic and silly. But here, this is more of a young adult affair or teenage affair. I really dug it. I had a really good time with this one, and it's just that this guy comes to town, and everyone is saying that that he is a murderer, that he's killed this his parents, and this girl has this weird fascination with him. She keeps following him around, taking pictures, becomes friends with him, tries to protect him, and the whole time, you as the reader are trying to decide whether he actually killed his parents or not. And it won me over. Very solid read. 5 stars, definitely. And if you're looking for some YA in that realm, this is a really good one for you. And the other one I'm going to mention, again, hate the trope of girl with past of abusive family and abusive boyfriends, moves somewhere, immediately falls for this super handsome, super charming guy, who she then realizes, hey, guess what? He is also probably a scumbag. We get this all the time. In this case, though, I am talking about Broken Mirrors by Marie McWilliams, and she is one of her own here on BookTube, or she was. She's not posting as often, but when she was one of my favorites. And that's what this book is. So, troubled past, ends up falling for this guy that she, did not know previously. They very quickly end up in a marriage, even though she doesn't know anything about this guy. And sure enough, he's involved in the crime business. Still takes care of her, takes very good care of her, but he kills people, So, again, I don't normally like that trope. Same things with that. It's just about the idea of trusting this person above all else that, you've known for 12 minutes. Very unrealistic to me, but this one won me over. And I'm not even a guy that likes crime fiction normally, and this was crime fiction. This was also some romance. But Marie McWilliams did an excellent job with it. I really enjoyed this book. On the ebook version, when I read it, there was an issue with formatting, but aside from that, everything else in the book was very solid. And yeah, like I said, she won me over despite the fact that it is just one of those tropes that makes me roll my eyes. Alright, next up, number 5. I love this author, but didn't like this book. 2 quick ones, not going to spend a lot of time with them. This is PJ Knight with Is She For Real? Now, every other creepover book I've been a huge fan of. I love them. It's some of my favorite children's horror. This one had to have been written by a ghostwriter. It was painful to read. And I almost feel the same way about this one, and I hate to have to put it on here, but man, I love Jack Ketchum. Dallas was a really cool guy, really knew how to write, brutal, went for the throat, and he was good. She Wakes is not. This is the only book that I could not ever suggest to someone from Jack Ketchum. I hated it, man. It sucked from start to finish. And I've been told that Vaughan might be a little mad because, I'm harping on Jack Ketchum here, but man, if you haven't read this one, I'll send it to you and you can suffer through it if you want, but I'm telling you, it sucks and it is nothing like anything else he wrote. And that's a very good thing. Alright, number 6. I previously disliked a book by this author, but loved this book. This one took me a little bit of thinking. The book that I did not like was Brian Keene's Jack's Magic Beans. This is a shorter one. It's more of a novella length about some people that get trapped in a supermarket and everyone is going crazy. except for this select group of people. And I just didn't like it. It was very improbable when they figure out why they haven't gone crazy like the others. And it just wasn't there for me. I don't know. It didn't win me over. But then, shortly thereafter, I ended up on a Brian King kick. And what set it off was a book that I could not help but enjoy. And when you see the cover, you'll understand. And the book that won me over is Brian King's Conqueror Worms. Seriously, how can you not love that cover? Is it an exceptional piece of literature? Of course not. Look at the cover. Is it a blast to read? Yes. And this set me off on Brian King. I ended up reading like 5 of his books after this one, all back to back. Loved every one of them. So he's still a guy that, you know, I'll pick up, and I'm pretty sure that Jack's Magic Beans was just a little bit of a fluke for me, because since then I have not found anything that I did not very much enjoy by him, starting with The Conqueror Worms. And if you're looking for schlocky, silly horror, this is a good one for you. Alright, 2 more to go. Number 7, I love this cover but didn't like this book. This is an easy one. Christine Gentry, When Spirits Walk. I did a review on this. If you haven't watched it, go watch it. I'll put it somewhere. Check it out. You'll see the 50 different reasons that I didn't like this book and that I think it needs to go through a paper shredder. But I won't do that because books are people. And number 8, I don't like this cover, but I love this book. Alright. I had to get some Stephen King on here. Now, I make it a point to collect his books in a particular way because there are so many versions and editions of Stephen King books. So I try to collect the ones that are a little more rare or that have the interesting covers that, you know, catch my eye. This one, I have 2 copies sitting on my shelf. I have a hardcover copy and a paperback copy. The book I very much enjoy, although I'm about due for a reread. But both of these covers just suck. So, my paperback copy of The Stand. What is that? Come on. You can do better than that, King. You can do better than that. Are you kidding me? Like the biggest horror writer of the last 100 years. And that's what you get for The Stand, for your magnum opus. But it's okay. I also have the hardcover, complete, uncut version with the with a cover that is so much worse. What is that crap? You're gonna convince people to read that with that? Dude, come on. And I swear to date, I have not seen a cover of The Stand that has really piqued my interest and caught my eye. I didn't even really want the hardcover that I got. It's just because it's the complete and uncut version, and I wanted that. But the cover sucks. It sucks. Yeah, anyway. That's enough ranting. Like I said, I thought this was a rather enjoyable one. I saw some other people do it and thought, man, I gotta get in on that. As soon as I get back, I want to do that one. So here we are, Contradictions book tag. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'm going to be back very soon with some other videos to answer some of these questions down below, if you will. I'm curious about your answers, of course, as always. If you are a booktuber and end up doing it because of this video, let me know so I can come check it out. And that'll do it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the cat footage. I hope that I gave you some entertainment in this video. And I hope that you have a wonderful week coming up. Cheers.